So the favourite is Dance to the Boom 320 in front of Winston Hills at 360. Sydney Bowler going out at 850. So Zach Lloyd looking for a riding treble. He rode a treble at Randwick on Saturday. Linebacker was one of those. So continuing the sporting theme, he's on Sydney. Bowler in the last in Sydney, due in 5 minutes. Formal display. Formal display. Now, High Blue Sea, Peace Officer, anything goes. Dance to the Boom, Pleasure Artist. Louis' Legacy, Winston Hills. So, Pleasure Artist. Runners heading to the starting gates for the last tab handicap, 1400 metres, fielded 9, running after scratchings. Last race due to go in 2.5 minutes. So, formal display, anything goes, Dance to the Boom, High Blue Sea, Pleasure Artist, Louis' Legacy. Just under a minute to start time. Last of the runners arriving at the start, Sydney Bowler and Louis Legacy. And thanks to you, Grant, as well. Enjoy the rest of your night. Here, the last race here at Warwick Farm. Story goes, Dance to the Boom is the favourite. Last up winner at short odds on the Kensington track, 3.50 in front of Winston Hills. Also a last start winner, $3.80. And Formal Display has really tightened up in the betting into $4.80 with Tab, bit shorter on the NOP. Of the others, Sydney Bowler, who was $8.50 a short time ago, into $8. Sydney Bowler, who is third up today. Got up and snatched third late on the Kensington track last time in a race that was marred with a bit of interference with the riderless horse, who took one horse out of play, and as a result, Sydney Bowler was able to capitalise on that and jump out of the ground to run third. Up in trip now to 1,400 metres, which would suit off that run. So Winston Hills is moving in. Just a slight drift now to 390. Nashra Willer aboard Winston Hills. Drawn barrier one. Dance to the Boom is drawn wide out. Big long run down to the corner here at Warwick Farm. Dance to the Boom was able to make the running last time on the Kensington track. Now Peace Officer moving in. Peace Officer goes forward. Now Dance to the Boom getting set. And Louis Legacy will be one of the last to move in. So Dance to the Boom being guided in. Karen McAvoy teaming up with Bjorn Baker here for our last race of the day. And Louis Legacy coming up now for the last of 7. And they're locked and loaded for the benchmark 78 over 1,400 metres. Stand by for a break. They're off and racing now, and Dance to the Boom began particularly well with Formal Display. Sydney Bowler not too far away. Then Peace Officer from High Blue Sea down on the rails. Further back to Pleasure Artist from Anything Goes. Winston Hills as well back, together with Louis Legacy. So Formal Display and Dance to the Boom eyeballing each other. A long way from home at the 1,000 metres, 2 off to Sydney Bowler. Then High Blue Sea on the inside of Peace Officer. Pleasure Artist further back from Anything Goes. Winston Hills and Restricted Room on the fence. And a neck back on the outside to Louis Legacy. 800 metres to go. Formal Display and neck in front to Dance to the Boom. Sydney Bowler closer in the run today, third. Followed by Peace Officer in the middle. Down on the inside is High Blue Sea from Pleasure Artist. Wide out as Anything Goes from Louis Legacy. And Winston Hills has been shuffled back to last. It's Formal Display and narrow leader from Dance to the Boom, the outside. Now Sydney Bowler's come off the bridle and is yielding ground, turning for home. Dance to the Boom moves up on the outside of Formal Display, clear from High Blue Sea. Then Peace Officer, Sydney Bowler being eased out of it. It's Dance to the Boom, Formal Legacy. Getting up on the inside is High Blue Sea. Dance to the Boom just in front from Formal Display. Dance to the Boom, Formal Display, they hit it. Oh, I'll stay out of this. It looked like Dance to the Boom, but Formal Display did bob the nose down on the inside. Peace Officer third, followed further back by Louis Legacy. Anything Goes, High Blue Sea, Pleasure Artist. Winston Hills couldn't pick up today, and Sydney Bowler was eased right out of it. Looks like Dance to the Boom will get it. It was just the way that inside horse dropped the nose down on the wire, made it a little bit tricky in the shadows of the post. And Dance to the Boom on the outside. And Formal Display. So stand by here. Stand by. That's slow motion. Just trying to ascertain.
Ride with a sit. Good luck. Spicy Thing. And order online. Spicy Thing order online. Spicy Thing order online. Galway Shawl, Sesh, Galway Shawl, Sesh, Sanctions, and Deep Discretion with the black cap. Righto, buddy, you there, mate? Yellow. Smart. Deep Discretion, Sesh. Spicy Thing, Rubik's Love. Got a market here. Superimposed 92, mate. That's mine. I was there. I was actually got the first interview with Greg Hall. Yeah, couldn't believe it by chance. Well, Palace Rain went down. Naturalism. Yeah. Yeah, remarkable. But that was a collective of the greats. It was so super. Let's Elope. What else was in there? Better Loosen Up. Yeah. Let's Elope. Good New Zealand horse, Surface Paradise. It was in there. Hell of a field. Then your Naturalism, you never saw the best of in that race. Galway Shawl. Deep Discretion. Rough Habit. Oh, yeah. Sesh. Persisto. Spicy Thing. Savage Dancer. Order online. They're moving in. Might not be able to comment on it, mate. They'll cross them in a sec. Yeah, I was, Marty, for 6PR back in the day, and lucky enough to get the first interview with Greg Hall after he came back, rather fortuitously, I might add, but it was my favourite. It was my favourite Cox Plate. That I haven't seen a collective of horses like that go around in a Cox Plate. They've been greats, but I don't think as a collective you'll see anything like that ever again. It was something else. Just starting to move in here. These runners are coming up. Order online. Sesh, Spicy Thing on this day of, I guess, domination by horses that are on speed. Now, Spicy Thing, 370 into 350, did get to 380 very fast, but they did suggest that they might ride this horse with a little bit of cover today if they could. And that's a very big if. I noticed that Pat Carberry's wearing a black armband too on Dave Harrison's runner in this next event sanctions. And that's for Shirley Piper, the beautiful Shirley Piper, who sadly passed away last Friday morning. And she'll be sadly missed from everyone in this industry, that is for sure. Yeah, g'day broadcast. Yep. Galway Shawl. Okay, so a broken noseband on Galway Shawl, just a little hold up down there at the start. So they've got to try and get this noseband back onto Galway Shawl. They're keeping sanctions out just for the time being. The favourite is Overdrive. She had trialled Super Overdrive. She really looked good. She's back from a bleed. They normally go very well fresh. $3.80 into $3. She's at the moment hovering around that mark, $3.10. But never taken off the bridle. Trials are one thing, races are another. But she can leave the gates quickly. Beautifully drawn here. And today in particular, you need to be able to settle near the pace, if not lead. Overdrive at 310, Spicy Thing 370. And the next line of the market is held down by Order Online at $6. The one that's got the blows, understandably, Savage Dancer, $3.90, out to $6.50. Not a friend in the world. Barrier 11 takes care of it, you would have to think. unless there is a phenomenal change in the pattern this afternoon, it'll make it awfully hard for Savage Dancer. Now they just keep Sesh moving around.